and 110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in, advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're still on the Summer Wales Don and Candace interview. Video number 2 coming up after you see this.
Right.
Sheila and I are not going to get into the drama, the YouTube drama. We're not going to do it. We're not going to go that route. And that's what we were telling. And that's why we understand. We understand Candace so much, because YouTube and YouTubers can be vicious. We know that. We've dealt with that.
Yeah.
Anybody that has a YouTube channel that's even halfway successful, we're not that big, but the bigger you get, the more people attack you and so forth. I am going to make a couple of comments. I'm not going to get into the drama, but I am going to make a couple of comments. And it's about like how Candace and Don has gotten out there and got all these rumors started on them and so forth as of right now, because as of right now, they're nothing more than rumors, vicious rumors. Many of them started from YouTube. No proof, because if there was proof, the state police, the FBI, the TBI, sheriff's office, somebody would have charges on them. They'd be arrested. They'd be in court. They're not. So that means that as of right now, it's nothing more than rumors. And that's how they get started, because people just simply put them in comments and they speak them into history, or they write them into history. And people think, oh, I saw that on that video, so that must be true.
Yeah.
Just because somebody writes something in comments, or they say there's a report, or they say there's this or that, doesn't make it true. If they want to make it true, they'll put a link on there and show you where to go look at the file or the documents or the arrest records or whatever it might be. But
yeah,
somebody says earlier on one of the comments that they were told not to video. Well, now that's what, at one time, that's what Candace said in her statement there. She said, I don't want videotaping, or whatever she said. You all said you wasn't videotaping. That's what she said. You all said you wasn't videotaping.
right.
You guys are following us up the hill. I turn around and shine the camera towards the bus. Turn back around. You can hear us breathing going up that friggin' hill. I'm getting too old for this. But we get to the top of the hill, and we're talking about, did you see any trespassing signs? We didn't. If we see trespassing signs, guys, we're law-abiding citizens. We're not going to go out here and do anything intentionally to break the law. There was no trespassing signs that we saw anywhere going up the hill. We stopped there at the top of the hill to make sure and discussed, did you see no trespassing signs? No. About that time I hollered. Then Donnie hollers and says, come on up. Come on up. We asked if it was okay. We asked for permission. Can we come up there? We got permission. So that's not trespassing. Somebody gives you permission to come on their property. That's not trespassing.
He even went and got us 2 chairs to sit down in and stuff like that. So
We offered several times when the video taping come up. Donnie knew we was taping. Donnie said when we first come out there with the chairs, he said, I see your mics are on, or something like that.
So
he acknowledged then. We told him we were YouTubers, retired police officer, retired teacher, and YouTubers. Guys, what's YouTubers do? Let me give you a clue. When somebody tells you they're a YouTuber, you're probably being videotaped or audio taped, because YouTubers have YouTube channels. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a smart aleck. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but that's called a clue. If somebody tells you they're a YouTuber, you're probably been taped for a YouTube video. Now, somebody says, well, they could have talked without being on video. Well, you could. Would you get as much attention? I thought we were trying to find a child, a missing child. I thought we were trying to solve a case. Guys, when you're going to solve a case, when you want to do something, you need as many people involved as you can get.
Yep. If you see something, say something, guys.
That's what YouTube and that's what Sheila and I do. Don't have to agree with us. You know, again, we tell everybody we're not everybody's cup of tea. We're just not. We enjoy what we do. We do it as a hobby. We do it for fun. We do it to try to help. We do it for things like that.
That precious baby.
That little precious thing right there. We do it for that. And we do it sometimes because we just feel led to go certain places. We went to Tennessee on something else. Before we left, we were sent to Don and Candace's.
Yep.
We don't know why. We just, where he leads us, we follow. If we feel the urge or we feel the nudge,
Yep.
we assume that it's coming from the good Lord. No matter how it comes, you know, there's I think of a joke one time that this old lady, she was starving to death. And every night, this guy next to her, he was an atheist. And every night, he would hear her over there praying, Lord, I'm starving to death. Lord, I don't have nothing to eat. I ain't got the groceries in the house. And he played a joke on her. He went out and bought 2 or 3 big bags of groceries and sat on her porch. He thought he was going to really show her.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back and sets the groceries on her porch, knocks on her porch, and he runs next door and hides. And he's watching her, and she comes out and here's all these groceries. And she says, thank you, Lord. Thank you for the groceries. And he jumps out from behind the porch, and he said, that ain't the Lord, that was me. I brought them groceries to you. She said, no, he may have had the devil deliver them, but God sent them.
That's right.
And that's what Sheila and I, we don't know sometimes why we go certain places or do certain things. We don't know why we stayed in the woods 7 days looking for Joseph Couch, telling trooper after trooper after trooper about the birds and them running us off. Very people they run off is the very people that found Mr. Couch. Same way with Jaden. Had lawyered up, cut off all correspondence. Wouldn't talk no more with law enforcement. Felicia and Jason, I believe was his name. We went up in the woods that day looking for whatever reason. We got out of the vehicle and hit the woods. It's what we were told to do. Come back down, sit down on the side of the cliff. And they come home and who's that up there? Fred and Sheila. Want to talk to you a minute. And they went straight after we talked to them. They turned themselves in. Went to the lawyer, and the lawyer started making a deal. We don't know why. We're not going to try to explain it. Some things is unexplainable.
The Lord is very persuasive.
We offered several times. You're going to hear not Felicia, but Candace. You're going to hear Candace in this video.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to be taped. Guys, if you go up to somebody and you hold a camera like this right here, it's pretty hard to interview or talk to them, and you've got a camera in their face.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, put a camera in your face and see if you talk like you would normally talk and relax, or if there's a change in your demeanor, or you watch what you say. Or again, we're there to visit. We're not there as friends. We're not there as enemies. We're there investigating. We're trying to see what we can find out. I wanted Don and Candace too. Thank you, babe, because I have a hard time remembering that name.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted them to relax. We wanted them to talk to us. We want them to tell us whatever they want to tell us. And we're hoping that TBI and Sheriff's Department or anybody else out there, YouTubers, are watching and they can say, wait, that's a lie. That's a lie. This is a lie. Or will they say, same story they've told for 5 years. That's the same.
Changed.
Huh?
It's not changed.
Not changed a bit for 5 years. And that's what you do. We're not there trying to prove somebody innocent or guilty. We're there investigating. And if somebody else sees something that's wrong with the interview, then they can point it out. We said right from the beginning, we probably know less about this case than anybody out there, because now Sheila's really, she just fell in love with that little girl from teaching kindergarten and all this and that over the years. And But there were so many YouTubers and people involved and so much controversy. Every time she'd bring it up, let's go to Tennessee, let's go to Tennessee, let's go look for Summer, I'd come up with some kind of an excuse. We didn't go there this time for that. When we were going down I-75, we were going for other purposes.
Businesses,
And we met up with some people, some young people. Young people. God works in mysterious ways. Now, again, we like to think that everything that happens to us is for a reason.
Right.
But we had some young people, and they said, why don't you guys go find Summer Wells? Why don't you all go find Summer Wells? A bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Teenagers, youngins. Why don't you all, we think you all could find her. And when we left there, we said, let's go find Summer, or at least let's go see what we can do. We didn't find nobody. If God wants to point us in a certain direction where something's at, or maybe we talk to somebody where they're burdened and they're feeling burdened and they want to tell somebody something or talk to somebody, that's fine. If maybe somebody's watching the video that knows something about where Summer's at, and they want to make the mother and father feel more comfortable, at least call up and say, hey, she's fine. She's alive and well, and she's doing good. What a blessing. Even though their daughter is gone and they've lost their other 3 sons, what a blessing they would get from just somebody saying, hey, she's alive and she's well. She's not been mistreated. She was just a beautiful little kid, and we picked her up on the side of the road and took her home. See, guys, crimes of opportunity is crimes that's hard to solve. Crimes of opportunity are hard to solve because it just happens. There's no planning. There's no...
The moment, just...
Spare the moment. And it just happens, and you've got... That's why the cops sometimes have a harder time solving cases. If somebody makes a plan or somebody has a strategy or they have... Then somewhere along the way, they're probably going to mess up. They're going to foul up. But if somebody's just driving down the road, and here goes a little kid down the road, and they jump out and grab them and throw them in a truck, a red pickup truck that nobody's ever accounted for in that area on that day, then there's nothing other than somebody seeing a red truck out of place with a ladder rack and some white buckets in the back. We're going to talk about that later. But we offered several times to turn our cameras off. We offered to leave.
And you'll hear that on the interview, too.
It's on there. It's not been on even the first tape, but it's on the second one even more. In fact, we turned the camera off. At one time there, it'd either be on this one or the third part. They may be 3 parts to this, but we offered to. And if Candace wanted to see what we videotaped, well, we videotaped from the time we got out of the bus up the hill until we left on my phone or Sheila's one, because when she was looking at my phone, I'm showing her what we taped, where the camera was pointed. Sometimes the camera, again, I had the camera in my lap. I had the camera, holding the camera, and I'm trying to point it towards Donnie. That's who's talking. I can't, it's hard to tell. Look, I had it upside down.
Yeah,
so
you had it.
I didn't even know if the camera, it could have been upside down on that film. I didn't know. I'm not. What do I look like? Einstein? I'm not. But I didn't want to hold the camera up here in front of Donnie's face the whole time he's trying to talk. So I hold the camera down here. Here's my mic. The mic's on. We told him we were YouTubers. Can we tell you a little bit about ourselves? We're trying to find out, is there anything new on Summer? Can we help? Is there anything we can do? Now, Candace is... this is really taking a toll on Candace. Somebody I read where they said, I can't believe he said that they're out of shape or whatever he said, whatever I said. Guys, I didn't mean that to be,
Let themselves go.
Let themselves go. I didn't say that to be mean.
No.
I didn't say anything to be cruel. I said that because look at the guy's videos 3 days after she come up missing. Hair slicked back. What a head of hair that guy's got. How would I like to have a head of hair like that? What a head of hair Donnie's got. And he's got it all combed back and neat, clean shaven. Good looking fella. Before this came about and took its toll on him. I think it's taken a toll on him. That was my point. I wasn't trying to be insulting. I'm trying to say, we worked other cases where the parties are out in their campers, partying, having a good time. Their child's missing. They don't look like that. They're all dressed up and neat, nice vehicles, or has it really taken a toll on them losing their daughter?
I think it's taking a toll.
And I'm with her. What she said.
Yeah.
I think it has. I think it's taking a toll. Could we be wrong? Could what's taking a toll is guilt? Could they have done something and maybe guilt's taking its toll? It could. We're not naive. We still don't know for a fact what happened to Summer.
Right.
But in our opinion, as of right now, until there's ever any proof, now I've seen on there where people says, well, he got a DUI. Well, he done this. And, well, they failed drug tests. Well, first of all, that's spoken in the history. May very well be true, but unless a person sees lab reports and jail records and all that, that's somebody they could say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make it true.
We would prefer documentation showing the proof.
But I don't care if he's been arrested for 5 DUIs. Let's even change that to found guilty, because you can charge police officers. Arrested a guy one time and charged him with DUI or whatever it was. He said, you can't charge me with that. Officer said, I can charge you with murder. I won't be able to prove it in court, but I can charge you with anything. That's the thing about cops. They have that authority. They have that, a lot of authority. They can charge people with anything they want. Doesn't mean they can prove it when it goes to court. Mm-hmm. Because I've said it for years and years, juries are some of the smartest people I've ever seen in my life over the years. 40 years in court watching juries. And I've really I'm fond of juries because very smart people those 12 people are when they get back there and start. Several times we offered to turn our cameras off.
We did.
You guys are watching a video from the time we start up the hill. Did you ever hear us say at any time, we're not taping you? Did she ever ask and say, are you taping us? We said, nope, we're not taping. We never said that. That's not true. So for the people putting that in the comments, it's okay, but you're not telling the truth, but it's all right. We never denied videotaping, not one time. We're YouTubers. If somebody tells you they're a YouTuber, they're video. Said we were YouTubers multiple times. What does YouTubers do? They videotape.
Yeah.
We didn't call anyone while we were on the hill. We didn't call anybody, guys. They got a call, or Candace may have called somebody. Mm-hmm. We didn't call private investigators. We didn't call anybody. They called us. Now, some people may not want to be on YouTube or anything like that. I think those people meant well. In fact, I've even seen them on YouTube now that we've got back and watched YouTube. I've seen CNC Investigates on YouTube, on the news, with drones and different things. So they're not afraid to be on camera. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them on TV. If someone called, if they called us, we didn't call anybody. Mm-hmm. We don't think we exposed anything that was secretive on that phone conversation where we were talking to Trudy.
Yeah.
Trudy. We don't think we exposed anything that people didn't already know. Probably, evidently, there's a YouTuber that them and Don and Candace don't get along with.
Yeah.
Guys, there's YouTubers we don't get along with. There's other people that not everybody in this world gets along. But for those people there, stay away from them. Good lesson for anybody is, if you ever talk to anybody, don't say anything that you'd be afraid to repeat. That's the secret. The secret is don't spread gossip. Right. Don't say anything that you would be afraid if somebody repeated it. Again, what I'll tell you on Monday, I'll tell you on Tuesday. You don't have to tape me. Just ask me if you can tape me. But just ask me if I said it, and I'll tell you yes or no. I said that or I didn't. Or it's that simple. Tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. You never have to back up. we're going to get on with part 2 here. See what you think, and we'll talk to you at the end of the video. Sheila,
All right.
you got anything?
No. No. I'm good.
There you
right
go.
now.
Okay, guys, I tried to give her some time.
Yeah, no, when I get ready to speak,
I tried to give her some time to talk.
I'll tell you.
All right.
All righty, we'll catch you in a few.
Know what we can do
You
to.
know who Chris McDonough
No,
is?
see, I don't. We're from Kentucky.
He's a retired homicide detective, and he come up here and done us more damage than anybody.
Really?
Yeah, because we let him. We had a trailer here at one time, and we had a bulldozer come up here and tear it down. So we had to live in that part of the house, and my basement was unfinished, and we were staying down there. Okay. And
Thank you, Candace.
added,
Sorry.
We added this part on, but for a while, that's all we had. And so we let Chris McDonough come in, and he filmed the basement. It was unfinished.
I'm sorry to make her
No, it's
upset.
fine.
I can understand her frustration, but again, if we don't get, as of right now, it's died down. This case is summer. That's why we haven't, because you were always getting so much attention, and we let it go because how much do you need? But now, since everything's died down and faded away, it needs to be brought back to light again, just to let people see that, hey, this girl's still missing.
Right.
We still need help. And you're still wanting people's help.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she is too, but we've got to get the word.
It's my theory for Sebastian and that other girl that come up missing too. I can't remember her name right off the get-go. The one in Kingsport. What was her name? I can't remember.
I don't remember that.
But anyway, I think all these kids, I think, like I said, DCS was the only ones in our lives. And for them to come up here 24 hours prior and say, oh, everything's hunky-dory, we're going to close the case, which is bullshit because they don't just close cases.
Yeah.
So we thought everything was just fine, but then 24 hours after they left, she come up missing.
That's okay. If you don't care, just because I'm not familiar with the case, and we can stop this anytime you want,
No, you're
but
fine.
you come home from work. She called and said she's missing. She was missing. She didn't get out of bed that morning. When she saw her go to school and she didn't come home.
Her mother had a camper there and parked, and so her and her mother, and plus my boys was here, and then they was up here on their phones.
Now hold on, her and her mother.
Candace's mother was here.
Candace's mother.
Yeah, grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, my 3 boys was up here on their phones, of course. Summer wanted to go downstairs and play with toys, and she tried to get the boys to go downstairs and play with toys with her. But they didn't want to. They wanted to sit up here on their phones. And so she went down there by herself, and that's the last she was seen.
And how old are the boys?
Well, I don't know.
Well, 5 years younger, of course. But but they was younger than teens?
Yeah, it was just, all 3 of them were in school.
Sure. And that's the last time anybody seen her when she went downstairs?
Yeah, she went downstairs.
And nobody saw her at all?
The boys did. Seen her downstairs.
Yeah.
But from there, they don't know. She could have, somebody could have knocked on the basement door.
That's what I was
or
gonna ask.
She might have answered it, like, who are you or what? Or she could have come outside and got on the swing over here.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably would have answered the door if somebody would have knocked on it.
Was the door opened? Or
We don't know. We don't know.
so
It wasn't locked. It
kids-
could have been opened or
The
not.
kids leave the doors unlocked and stuff, and they're
Yeah.
wide open all the
Why,
time.
sure. Look where you're at. I
Yeah.
mean, when I was a kid growing up, this is what
You
we...
wouldn't think we'd have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
But we did. We had CPS, and I think they outright kidnapped my daughter, or had her kidnapped. I really strongly believe they're the only ones. I mean, look what they did. Them 300,000 Mexican children. How did they adopt all 300,000 of that without
I'm sure
an issue?
when they were
have
here,
the power.
they went through your house and
Well,
all
the
this
police
and that.
did.
Yeah. I'm talking about before, when
So,
CPS was here. Did they
Well,
not
they
look
looked at some stuff and everything.
Okay.
Now, knowing what I know now, I'd never let him even on the property.
So do y'all get to talk to the boys, the 3 boys?
What about the 3 boys?
Do you still get to talk to them or see them?
No.
You
No.
do.
Oh,
So you don't know
wow.
anything
No, they-
about the 3 boys as of
no,
right now?
nothing about them. They stole them from us too through family court. They put us through
no
the
wonder
ringer.
she's-
They put us
Lord.
through hell. Family court is so guilty of child trafficking, it ain't even funny.
So you don't know who got them or?
No.
So when you got
just
here,
know that they took
you just start looking around for Summer.
Yeah. And then I says, well, if them got cops was all up here, and I says, if
Yeah.
you guys ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna go down the road and check down there at the damn meth house. And I went down there and kicked his door in. But,
Do you have any that you know of around close child
Offenders.
offenders?
they're everywhere.
I know that, but I mean
I
anything
mean, is there any in this
close.
vicinity?
Yeah,
that
Close
you-
proximity.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
You go. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we checked into all that.
So you haven't heard in the last little while recently? You ain't heard of no news, no sightings,
They
no.
hit up every sex offender in this area. They had a military airplane flying for almost a week, just circling up our.
Wow.
They got from the military and the helicopters, 2 different helicopters, with infrared and stuff looking for her.
Yeah.
She's nowhere out here in the
And they've
woods.
searched everywhere.
And we've checked
No doubt.
every person that was with any criminal background or anything. We've looked into the.
And you was at work that day,
Yeah.
so you've got a alibi as far as where you was at,
Yeah.
and the boys saw her that morning after
the
you done
boys
gone
were
to
the
work.
last- The boys were the last one to see her.
Okay.
Okay.
And you were at work, so that you're completely.
I mean, they could always frame me. Hawkins County can, I'll guarantee you.
Like I said,
Did they hear any cars or anything
Nothing.
going? Or,
Nothing.
do cars go by here or anything like that?
I
Or
mean,
y'all the
they-
last place
Yeah,
here?
I mean, there's a few people that live back up in there, but not a whole lot of traffic. There
Okay.
was then because, I mean, there was someone down there while that was, they was dealing drugs and a lot of druggies going in and out. But
Okay.
I don't believe any of them had anything to do with it. We talked to all of them.
So your wife says she was out with her mother in the camper.
Well, they was out here planting flowers.
Okay.
And then Summer wanted to go in, so she brought her in and made sure she got in the door.
Sure.
And then she went out back there to help her mother with a brace or something or whatever. But she was in here with the boys, so up here supposedly safe. You'd think she'd be safe. But again, I want to emphasize the only ones that were in our lives were CPS. They're known for child trafficking.
Yeah.
I can give you some YouTubers and other channels that you can follow, and what they do in family court and stuff. They legally kidnap kids. That's how they took our boys.
Yeah.
They took them clear across the freaking country, and then offered us a gas card. And so I'd have to take off 2 days of work just to go visit our boys. And then they made it seem like it was such a drag that they had to go take off from their normal life to go visit the parents, and I could tell they were changing them. They put all 3 of them on drugs and everything else. Yeah, they make it impossible to get your kids back.
It's not paying attention.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
so I
we,
really honestly believe that CPS definitely has something to do with Summer's disappearance. They're capable of adopting her out. They have all the contacts and everything else in the corrupt world. I mean, what's that guy that had the island? I can't remember. his
Yeah.
name.
Epstein.
Epstein. Okay, all them kids that were there, all them young girls, they were adopted
Yeah.
kids.
Do you hear from the law enforcement any?
I don't hear nothing from
No,
sorry
here-
sons of bitches.
No more.
I don't want to hear from them.
Yeah.
Not Hawkins County. Don't trust none of them.
So you
And
don't
the
have
thing of
any-
it is CPS has been kidnapping kids all these years. Ronnie Lawson's been sheriff for I don't know how many years. I wonder how many kids have been legally kidnapped under his sheriff badge or whatever. That's all Hawkins County's about. That's how they make their money.
And so nobody's giving you any updates or telling you there are any suspects that they know of or anything like that?
No, and they ain't going to.
Wow.
As far as I can tell, they ain't even looked into CPS. They're the largest child trafficking network in the entire
That's
world.
insane.
Well, we ain't gonna hold you up.
I know they're responsible for it. I know they're behind it.
You've been very nice to
But
us.
we can't go up there and question them. You can't. With CPS is higher than FBI.
Donnie, you said a while ago that y'all had passed a polygraph. Is
Yeah,
that a
we
fact? I mean, that is a fact.
Yeah, we both passed.
And they told you passed. It
Yeah, I
wasn't.
had the paper, but the jail stole it from me.
Yeah. And who did the sheriff's department or state
TBI.
police? TBI gave you that.
Yeah.
It was from their examiner.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's a strong statement to
Candace
make.
has her paper, but the jail stole mine.
And it said
hers
inconclusive,
it
or it
says-
said telling was truthful, or
Yeah, that we both passed.
Wow.
Yes, that we were telling the truth. Yes.
yeah, because you're right. A lot of times, if the person's not, if they're, it's a incomplete test or
Right.
they'll say it like
there's
that. But very seldom will they just come out and say, yeah, you're telling the truth. They'll leave it.
Right.
So that's definitely.
But, in the YouTube world, basically, that don't mean a whole lot. To people
well,
out
I think it does as a police officer.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can't put your whole case on a polygraph.
We spent 2 days taking polygraph.
Yeah.
Really?
But
2 days.
and
The first day we'd been up for 3 or 4 days, just thinking about Summer being hurt, physically hurt.
Everything's running through your mind.
So we couldn't sleep for days. So when they get in there and they get you to calm down. You sit there for a while, so your heart rate goes to nothing, and we'd both fall asleep.
yeah,
So we couldn't do the test the first day. So we got some rest and went back, and we both done the test again.
sure.
But, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the corruption in family court and DCS has gotten so out of hand, and it's all about the almighty dollar. They don't.
Yeah.
It's bad. CPS breaks every commandment.
Well, that's what she said a while ago about YouTube, and of course YouTube. There are a lot of big YouTubers. We're not big YouTubers. We don't have that bigger subscribers. We don't have that bigger market. On my channel, my own personal channel, I don't even have it monetized because people say, well, he's just Hatfield McCoy. He's just saying this trying to sell books. We don't sell no books. We don't sell. We don't. I'm not monetized on my channel just so people can't say, well, it's all about the money, because you're exactly right. Money is the root of all evil. I mean, there's no.
And
Now,
CPS is at the top of the list as far as that goes.
I don't understand. The last time you had any dealings with TBI, what was their last remarks to you? Did they say we suspect you? Did they say we think she's been kidnapped? Did they say?
Well, they just like all of Hawkins County and TBI and stuff. I mean, they make you feel real uneasy and everything.
Well, that's part of police. We do that.
They make it look like you're the guilty party kind of thing.
Yeah.
They won't listen to anything you got to say.
Sure.
What I'm trying to tell y'all, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah. And some people gets in that mindset that, and again, we get in that mindset because, like we talked about a while ago, the little Jaden Spicer, the mother actually killed her child. So we get in that mindset because it happens so often that
I'd like to share some pictures with you if you got a minute.
and we don't want to bother you.
Well, no, you're fine. I would just like to show you what our family was like before CPS
Sure.
got
We'd love to see them. We'd love
if
for
it's
you
all
to.
right with her.
We'd love for you to show. I wish she understood us better. I think as a mother and everything, she would see we're fair.
Yeah.
Now listen, if you say something that's derogatory or something that's not, that I say, whoa, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Then I don't think Fred won't say, Donnie, I don't think that's. But
Right.
see, so far you've been as kind and nice and straightforward with me as anybody could want you to be.
I'm trying to be a better person.
I think that Sheila and I are the same way. I think people should treat people the way they want to be treated. Our main goal right here, right now, should be, where is Summer?
That's right.
Don't worry about you. Don't worry about her.
Right.
Don't worry about people's personalities or attitudes. Don't worry about YouTube. Where is Summer? Is there somebody out there that may watch mine and Sheila's video and say, hey, we've seen these other YouTubers. We don't like them, but there's something about these two. We think they're sincere. Let's try to help. Or let's tell Donnie this. Or let's drop a note here. We never know what God's got in store.
That's right.
We never know what the future. It might be the very person they watch a video and they say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and at least let Donnie and, what was her name? Candace. I'm going to let Donnie and Candace know that Summer's okay. I'm going to at least call these YouTubers, 606-669-0364, and tell them that Summer's okay. She's doing good. Quit worrying about her. We may never get a call, but wouldn't it be something if we call you in a week or two and say, hey, Donnie, guess what? We'd like to see any pictures you got. If you can work it out with Candace and she's agreeable, that would be great. I want people to see the other side.
But yeah, when they took them 300,000 Mexican children from their parents and then adopted them all out, that was a pretty good indication of what they're capable of right there. Border was wide open. They bringing drugs and everything in. They probably took my daughter across the border.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Because DCS really works worldwide.
Anything's possible.
I mean, there's just major corruption at DCS and family court.
So who was in charge? Is the TBI, were they in charge of this investigation? Is that who was
They got involved.
over?
You know.
Who's over? Who is the agency that right now, if you had to call somebody?
I wouldn't call none of them.
Sure,
Because
I
they're
understand.
worthless.
I understand.
I mean, in my opinion, they ain't done nothing. And you talk about CPS and all that. That's their bread and butter. They ain't gonna go after them. That's how they make their money. 9.2 billion. There ain't one person running for governor or anything talking about CPS. And
Where did you get your figures and stuff at, if I can ask? I hate to bother you, but I mean, I know people's going to be asking this question. Where is he coming up with these numbers at? And
there's several different. We got 2 lawyers that are out there. You know, Connie Reguli, Garza is another one that's trying to do a lot of good and change things.
they're trying to help you, or they're against CPS?
Let me see if I can find this.
Okay, take your time.
Okay, this is Robert Garza, I think's his name. But I mean, he even made up this little thing right here. He's going all over the country.
You care if I get a picture of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just hold it up there and I'll let the film get it.
His name is Robert Garza.
Yeah.
G-A-R-Z-A.
No.
I don't know how well that will do.
No, it's probably not.
That's
wrong.
okay. That's okay.
But,
Maybe they can get it. The child welfare
Yeah, crisis by the numbers.
crisis by the numbers. Okay, they can Google it.
28 times more likely to be abused in group foster care. 75% of removals.
I agree there.
75% of removals start as neglect, not abuse. 30 billion spent annually on foster care. Prevention gets just a fraction. 250,000 per child per year in foster care. That's how much they make per child.
Yeah.
Each child is worth approximately $1 million
Yeah.
throughout their course of
Yeah.
being in the system. He made up this chart here, but it's
That's
there's
okay.
just
They
so
can Google
much.
it. They can Google it if they're interested. That was my question, and you answered it. Look how you went to. Now, how can I make anything negative? You're sitting here calling off these numbers and quotes, and I ask you where you got them from, and you pull it up and show me. How can I be negative against you for that?
Well, see, we also have a friend that works in the jail in Greenville, the juvenile jail, and they're all foster children. And see, when they can get a child, some mental health expert to say that they got mental issues and get them in this program, they get, oh my gosh, ungodly amounts of money.
So does the foster parents. If the foster parent takes a problem child, they get extra pay for that problem
so
child.
it's just a money-making deal. That they're ripping off the federal government, saying that all these kids need help because we got all these terrible parents, which is not true.
Let me ask you this.
I'm going to show you some pictures.
On a fair play.
Yeah.
When you come home that day, she's nowhere to be found. You started looking, you went to neighbors, you done this, you done that. When did you come up with this theory of foster care? How was it? A week later, 6 days later, a month later?
At first, like I said, we couldn't sleep because we was thinking that somebody was hurting her. She was being abused, locked away, or hurt. But now there's a potential in my mind if she was adopted out, that she could possibly be with some good people. It's possible.
Yeah.
Not probable.
That's what you want to think.
Possible.
At least that's what a person wants to think to get through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And praying, doing a lot of praying, reading scripture, begging God.
That's right. That's the man, buddy. That's where it's at.
Who can get it done.
And I'm like you, and if she's not here, at least maybe you pray that she's not been mistreated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the...
But I mean, the president and his associates, they talk about the 300,000 kids and everything that they've gone through. They said that one little girl had been raped, they said 600 times or something.
I'm glad you brought that up. Have you got anything in your past, Donnie, that's questionable or anything?
Yeah, I've got a criminal background.
A criminal background as far as what? Thievery or
and all that,
drugs?
Drugs.
Nothing dealing with children or child abuse, nothing like that? Okay, that's what I'm asking. That's what I want people to know on here. I don't care about thieving, or everybody cares about it, but I'm not caring about a criminal record. I'm asking about criminal record that dealing with with abuse of a child or nothing like that. No. And your wife neither?
No.
Okay. See, as a police officer, that would be questions that I would, as an investigator, if I come to talk to you, I would ask you.
Now, when we was in the middle of trying to fight for our children, they would make us go do drug tests. So I'd be in the middle of work, and they'd
Sure.
say, "You got to go here and do a drug test."
Sure.
And so I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to take off for 2 days to go see
I know a
my
guy
kid.
that was in New York City, and they called him to go take a drug test from Kentucky.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm in the middle of New York City. I can't go." They
Exactly.
said, "You got 4 hours to go take."
Yeah. You can't do it.
And
They make it
and
impossible.
they put him.
Yeah.
So I understand that part, but that's not what would.
We went until we were totally broke, and then these YouTubers would follow us around. They got me fired in so much everywhere we went.
We're not going to do that. That's
You
not
know?
us.
No, I'm not saying you.
That's not us.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
but these
not-
other ones,
That's
these
not us.
crazy ones out there.
My questions come, and Sheila's
Right.
as investigators, especially as a police officer. I was a detective. I was a police chief. I was a 40-year career. And the questions that I would ask you is not YouTube questions.
Right.
Even though YouTubers find them interesting, there's people, I don't know how much. I haven't kept up on this case real good, to be honest with you.
Right.
You can probably tell that. But they may be something you've discussed today that you've not talked about, and other people says, "Hey, I had a different impression of that guy. I thought this guy was the one that had something to do with this, but maybe not."
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask questions that I would ask as an investigator
Right.
about your background as far as children or anything like that. If there's nothing there, a person's past often predicts their future. If a person's got a past of being a pedophile or being a abuser, then it carries over. But if you've not got a past of that, if your criminal history's of other things, you wouldn't all of a sudden turn into or you wouldn't think, let's put it like that.
Well, I think with every situation, I think we all got to fight, to become Christ-like, because we're born
That's
into
right.
a very simple world.
And we're none without sin, pal.
All of us got serious issues until we start trying to become Christ-like,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah. Well, none of us are without sin or mistakes in our lives.
right. Without God, we're
Can't
we're
do
in
nothing
trouble.
without the Lord.
Yeah, we're gonna be lost.
After 5 years,
This is 5 years of thinking back and thinking the way CPS done us, the way they made it impossible to jump through all their hoops to get our boys back.
Donnie, let me ask you this. See, I'm being devil's advocate. Don't take
Right.
me personal.
I get it.
But I know you keep going. Who else besides CPS do you think? Nothing else has crossed your mind about?
Now, they were working with the Mexican Mafia at the time when we had open borders. So the Mexican Mafia was doing whatever the hell they wanted to do in our country, right here. Bringing drugs in, doing
I agree.
whatever the hell they wanted
I
to
agree.
do. They were working with them guys.
I agree.
And we've had some Mexican cartel members say so.
Yeah.
And,
Do you guys know of anybody we could go talk to or anything that would talk to us? You think that we could ask any questions of that would
not anybody
help
that
at this
we can
point?
trust.
Not after this long.
We could send you to what's her name's house. They used to live across here, and boy, she'd tell y'all. Now she said all kinds of bad stuff about me, but all we ever did was try to help that woman. See, CPS started to get on her case, and she lived right over here on this other hill.
Yeah.
So she started saying stuff about us to get them off her and send them over here.
This was after.
I was told if you wanted any information, tell them to go talk to HCSO and TBI. That's what I was told
Yeah,
to
good
tell
luck
y'all.
with that one.
Okay. Who is it?
Baby, can we share a couple pictures of our family with these guys?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
They won't show it on. They won't show it on their YouTube.
Well, that's okay. If we can't show it, I don't. Let's make her happy.
Yeah.
Y'all been through a lot, guys. I'm not gonna. We're not here to play.
Well, I
we're
would
not
like
here to be
to-
mean.
I would like to show you.
And when she
pictures.
watches our video, she's gonna say, "Wow, I should have been a little bit nicer to those two. They wasn't so bad after all."
Every single person.
Donnie hasn't told us nothing here. That Candace, that's in any manner that I've accused him of anything, or you and you guys.
You know what I don't like? Is y'all recording me.
Okay,
That's what I don't like.
I understand. I understand that.
I think that's kind of disrespectful.
But Donnie said, I asked Donnie. He said he
He's gonna
don't.
Hey.
record me.
Donnie
But
says
he's his own man.
I'll put it on
I'm
him.
my own woman.
Okay, I'll leave it on him. Listen, you're the one that keeps coming back out to talk to us.
Yeah, hoping you pray you put your phones away.
We're going to go. We're going to go. You've been real nice, both of you have. I don't have nothing bad to say about either one of you. Don't know.
What I don't understand is why every YouTuber has to record me no matter what.
Dear, that's YouTube. YouTube
But
is...
why, if you care so much about Summer and her family, why would you record them?
Well, so we can make a video and put it out there so thousands...
So you can make yourselves look bigger?
So thousands of people... I don't know if it makes us look any bigger or not. Really, it's just two retired older people. I'm almost 70 years old. That has a pretty good investigative career in my past.
Hey man, I don't doubt you were great when you were
No, I wasn't great.
Whatever you was.
I wasn't great.
I don't doubt that.
I wasn't great, but I tried my best, and I tried to be...
I don't doubt that none.
I tried to be
whatsoever.
fair with people. I think I've been fair with Donnie today.
But what I think is really, really disrespectful is, the family's been broken down so many times, and for y'all to come up here with your phones
They don't
and
know
your
all
video
that,
cameras.
They don't know all that. They don't know the whole story.
We're not been up on this story. We should have done some better research before we came.
You're fine.
And that way
Look, I'm not trying to disrespect y'all at all.
It's
At
just,
all.
and we're not you.
Hey guys, this is going to be 3 parts, and I'm glad you're still with us. If you're still watching, I'm sure there's mixed feelings all the way around. We all have sympathy and feelings for both parties, for Donnie and
Candace. Yeah.
We really do. We think she's really hurting. That's our feelings. I hope we're not wrong. I hope we're correct, because these two people, imagine these two people being innocent of all the things they've been accused of. Imagine for 5 years not only losing your 4 children, but being accused of some of the things that they have been accused of. I'm not saying they ain't made some mistakes, but mistakes and the disappearance of a child or being responsible for that's 2 different things. DUIs and different charges and stuff, that's totally different from being responsible or being accused. And again, you can see that it's taken its toll on these 2 people. Now, I made some notes here I want to go over, and we'll finish up on the last video tomorrow, but there's been no evidence of an abduction. There's no evidence of where the child's lost in the woods, where she was abducted. There's just nothing. Nobody knows anything. She just disappeared. Donnie tells us, I think it's in the next video, that the dogs tracked to the bottom of the hill, to the road. The dogs tracked her from the back door to the bottom of the hill, and that's where the scent disappeared, which makes a person think that she was picked up in an automobile. Guys, you're never going to hear Sheila and I attack. We got 1 more video to go. You've done had 2, and I can tell you right now, the 3rd one, you're still not going to hear Sheila and I attack Donnie or Candace. There's no evidence. The evidence is not there. Evidence is what it takes to charge or convict or a person of a crime. There's no evidence that Sheila and I have seen of any wrongdoing as far as dealing with Summer with Donnie and Candace. Babe, interrupt anytime you want.
No, you're good. You're good.
And you was mentioning...
The one thing that, if y'all noticed when we first started the video, the dogs that came running down the hill at us were scared the bejeebies out of me. I didn't know, what kind of dog they were going to do or how they're going to act. However, you would think that with the dogs that they had there at their home before, that they would have reacted the same way.
Yeah, somebody said that they had even more dogs at that time than they do now. But that's what makes Sheila and I think that if there'd been a stranger on the premises,
right,
that the dogs would have barked.
They would have behaved the same way, yeah.
That's what makes us think that she's wandered off. She's either wandered off into the woods, which a lot of times if a child wanders off into the woods, at least 1 dog will follow. Dogs follow children. That's their...
Yeah.
And maybe these dogs, in our thinking, elementary thinking of this case, that with as little as we know about it, but the dogs probably followed her to the road to where she was put in a vehicle and drove off, and then the dogs come back. Because if she would have been in the woods, it seems like at least one of the dogs, at least one, would have stayed with her.
Yeah. Unless, now the dogs were used to, I don't know, this is just me thinking, unless the dogs were used to the person that came to the property
true.
and wouldn't have barked or react or behaved
True.
in that way because they were already used to this person. So,
True.
who knows?
Yeah, it could go either way again, see.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this case, and that's why it's so hard. You know, guys, there's always been said that there was a red Toyota Tacoma truck with a ladder rack on top and had white buckets in the back.
Yeah.
And they put this out on the newscast in Tennessee that they were looking for this vehicle. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the news said that they had, TBI or law enforcement had tracked down like 200 vehicles, if I remember correctly. And none of them was the truck that, but yet it was all over the news that they were looking for this truck that was in that area. What is that?
Ben Hill.
Ben Hill
Road.
Ben Hill Road. And that's in Beach Creek in Hawkins County,
Right.
Rogersville, Tennessee. And there's been nobody at this point come forward and said, oh, I was in that truck, I just happened to be going up that road, or I would have done this, or nobody. Now that's suspicious.
It definitely is, because nobody's came forward and said, you know, like you said, that was me or this was me. I just happened to be doing this or that.
And if you're innocent and you were in that area in a red Tacoma, what would be wrong with calling up the police saying, oh yeah, that truck you're looking for is probably me? So, is that not suspicious? Of course it is. Of course. You know, of course, Donnie says he was at work, and I'm sure the TBI and Sheriff's Department have checked out his alibi. As far as him, he's not, this is an innocent man as far as, you know, the children's the last people to see.
Yeah.
Summer, the three boys.
That's what he said too.
You know, Donnie says he's got that him and Candace passed. His words are that they passed a polygraph.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, you know, on a polygraph, a lot of times, polygrapher, they'll tell you at the end of a polygraph that, well, we're showing deception, or this test is inconclusive. And that's what they say. Test is inconclusive, or we're seeing some deception here. Did you tell us the complete truth? Now, Donnie says that they told him that him and Candace passed the polygraph. I'm not disputing him. I haven't caught him in the first fib that I know of. Again, we're not that up on the case, but maybe somebody else says, "Oh, well, you're just not looking. You just don't know the case." Or guys, we're talking about the disappearance of the child. We're not talking about DUIs and things like that. We're on it's bigger than that. This is the disappearance. But now I have seen private polygraphers that gives polygraphs, and you can hire private individuals, and that's not the type of test Donnie took. Donnie said his test was given by the TBI. That's a state agency. State agencies tend to go more on the law enforcement side. And state agencies don't customarily say you're a suspect in this crime, or you're a person of interest.
Yeah.
You're a person of interest in this case. So people of interest, a polygrapher doesn't usually go around saying, yeah, you passed the test. You know, they give the test results to the detective that's in charge of the investigation. It's up to them whether they tell the person, well, yeah, you passed the test. But if Donnie's telling the truth, and I have no reason not to believe him, he's told us it 2 or 3 times. If he's telling the truth there, and him and Candace both passed the polygraph, That says a lot. Now, we all know polygraphs are not admissible and to bring charges, but they are a tool. They are a tool that police officers have in our tool bags that we use just as another element to use to investigate a crime or a suspect to see if maybe, but if that test didn't come back showing deception and it wasn't inconclusive, then that explains why they probably haven't charged Donnie and Candace, probably because they haven't done anything. That's just our opinion, of course, but he says that they told him. Now, the TBI would be the ones that know this. Donnie says they told him he passed it. The TBI would know whether somebody there told him you and Candace passed the polygraph.
Now, he said he had a paper. They both have
Both
a
of
paper.
them. He said she still got hers.
Yeah, he said that, he lost his and that she still had hers.
Donnie says that him and Candace has done everything that's been asked of them to do. Anything. They've searched the house. They've done anything they've asked them to do. And he said sometimes they even got pretty rough with them, but he's done everything. Now, Candace tells us in this next video coming up, she gets a little bit ill with us at first, and then we quit recording, and then we start recording again, and she tells us that she's got her own YouTube channel, Can,
yeah.
C-A-N?
C-A-N, yeah.
So she's got her own YouTube channel. Can is the name of it. So you would punch in at Can. Guys, in all respects, from what Sheila and I could see, up to the point of all the pictures that we saw,
Right.
everything that they ain't showed us pictures on here yet, have they? No, that'll be on the next video, right?
Yeah, it'll be on the next one.
Yeah, the next video, she actually shows us pictures, and that child is clean in every picture. She's cleaned up. She's no sign of any kind of abuse or neglect. Happy, smiling child. That's, we're not social services, and we're not, but the children looked happy. The children looked well cared for, well fed, well taken care of.
Yeah.
Kids were always cleaned and dressed up. They're right. I've got a note here about YouTube and drama. Guys, Sheila and I are not part of YouTube drama. I'm sorry. I've already been getting phone calls, already been getting text messages, emails. We're not interested. Thank you. Our goal is to work on the Summer Wells case and hopefully find out what happened to Summer Wells or where she's at. That's our goal. And we're hoping that's everybody's goal that watches our channel. If it's not, then you need to have a talk with the Heavenly Father, because that should be your goal. We've got a missing child out here that's been missing for 5 years.
Yeah.
And
surely somebody knows something, And I wish that if someone does, that you would please just come forward and tell what you know. If we're looking for this child, this baby.
Yeah, I agree. And who knows, babe? We've seen miracles happen.
Yeah.
We have seen it, and it can happen. They could be somebody out there with a heart. We blacked Candace out. When Candace come back out, she's come out again. She's come out and gone back in, come out, gone several times. I even mentioned to her, and I said, "You're the one that keeps coming out." And she says she doesn't want to be on camera, but yet and she knows we're filming. Donnie says it's okay to film.
He did.
But we went ahead and blacked her out just out of courtesy to her if she doesn't want to be in it. I think I'm reading some of the comments from yesterday's video, and I'm seeing where people says they'd like to give Candace a hug. They'd like to give Candace prayers. They feel sorry for Candace. They think they've been misjudged. Yeah. And Candace, we blocked her out, and I think she would have been better off to let people see her sorrow and that's what we're not trying to exploit. We're not trying to We're trying to let people see the human side of two people
There you go.
that's missing not only one child now, but 4 children. They've lost their entire family, guys. Somebody took their daughter, and they lost the other 3, or her wandered off. Now let's talk about wandering off, because since Sheila and I have been into this now and researching a little bit, we're noticing in the beginning the police had it limited to searches, to only the people that they wanted to search, law enforcement and rescue and fire and stuff. Why, guys? Why is that? Why do we have limited searches? What happened to, hey, everybody and your brother, bring your mother, and let's hit these woods and let's look for this child? I want to give you an example. Daniel Boone Forest. For 7 days, they looked for the I-75 shooter. They had helicopters, they had drones, they had dogs, they had, oh Lord, National Guard, State Police, they had everybody searching. And they missed a guy that was less than 500 feet over the hill from where they held their press conference. But they said they searched 28,000 acres. 28,000 of acres by helicopter, guys. You can't see everything from a helicopter. You have to get boots on the ground. Joseph Couch was less than 500 feet over the hill from where he parked his car the night that he shot 17 vehicles and 5 people on I-75.
And closer than that with the dogs.
They told us later on that the dogs had tracking devices on them, and one of the dogs on the computer where they had been tracked, where we found his body at, that he was within 20 feet of Joseph, and the dog didn't pick up on the scent, if you can believe that. They can see the little scribbly lines on the computer, all the places the dog ran, but he didn't find where Joseph was. Now, 2 days before Sheila and I, we spent 7 days in the woods. 2 days before Sheila and I found Mr. Couch's body, the governor and the Kentucky State Police and the State Police Commissioner had called off the search in the Daniel Boone National Forest. They had called it off. For the last 7 days that Sheila and I were out there, we never seen the first person in the woods searching. Not one person. We started on the following Friday, and we never seen the first person in the woods. There was a couple of troopers out on the road where people could see them for public relations and to give a false sense of security, like they were on the job, sitting in the air conditioners underneath the shade trees. I feel you. My point is, guys, they had called the search off in Daniel Boone National Forest. To this day, right now, had the good Lord not led Sheila through those birds and her nose to where he was, Mr. Couch would have never been found. We had a hurricane come through, the remnants of a hurricane from Florida, and it flooded that area, and his boots, the rest of him would have been gone, either from animals or birds, and his boots would have washed off into the Rockcastle County River. He would have never been found, nothing dealing with him. To this day, people would have been wondering where the I-75 shooter was, where Joseph Couch was. But we had all these people supposedly looking, and dogs and drones and helicopters. Guys, my point is that she could be right up there in those woods. If she's wandered off and got lost or got attacked by a bear or a coyote or another animal, she could be up there and they could have walked right by her. Because from what I understand, and if I'm wrong, you can correct me, they were a limited amount of, because they were afraid that people would get lost in the woods.
They would get, if they didn't know the area or something?
They were afraid searchers.
Well, you know what they could have done was supplied each searcher with an air tag, and you can set it up, label it however you want on your system, and then that way you can keep track of
that would have done it.
Of things,
Well, you could have gave each person, anybody showed up, just an air tag, put it in their pocket. If they got lost or something, at least you could go find that person.
Exactly.
But would we rather lose an adult and find a kid. You know, would if they're willing to take the chance and go in there and look for her, why wouldn't you let them go look?
Yeah.
When things were fresh and when you could find somebody, get on a grid search in a line, arms length apart, and take off everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good idea, babe. That was smart.
Those air tags are pretty handy little things.
Guys, on Sheila brought up a good point earlier. We were talking, and I'm usually the one on DNA, but Sheila made a comment about Donnie here and Candace. I don't know if they've ever had a DNA. I wish we would have asked them. Probably not. But I wish they would go take a DNA, $60 or $70 through Ancestry, and get their DNA on file. Because if Summer ever, for some reason, has to do a DNA or does a DNA or anything at all like that, then they're going to find their daughter, because it's going to come back showing Donnie and Candace as the parents.
Yeah.
So if anybody's got correspondence with Donnie, and we didn't get their phone number before we left, I wish we would have.
Shucks, yeah.
But if anybody's got correspondence, and I'm sure they probably watch our videos, and Candace is probably still waiting for us to say something bad about her or Donnie. But see, it's not going to happen, because we have nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
We have nothing at all bad to say about these two people, that we have any proof of anything they've ever done anything wrong as far as to Summer or their three boys.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to finish up the third part. Babe, am I leaving anything out?
I don't think so.
I see that may have missed the body in the woods, and that was my point I was making.
Yeah.
They may have walked within 20 foot of
with that brush and
Summer,
stuff there. Yeah.
weeds, grass, high.
Yeah.
They may have, again, when they showed the computer and the dog went within 20 feet of where a dead body was laying and didn't hit on it, imagine with
human
at least we would know. We're hoping she's still alive, and somebody gives us a call, or somebody a call at least, and lets this mom and dad know that she's okay. But we'll never know that she's not still out in the woods. We'll never know that.
Right.
Because they, in my opinion, and this is me, and I got an opinion about having opinions. I got an opinion about everything, but I wish when I saw that on the news that it was limited and the police had the road blocked off and wasn't letting anybody go search. I think that was a mistake on law enforcement's part. I think sometimes law enforcement they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to let a civilian or a YouTuber or anybody like that degrades them that somebody else may find. Maybe that's who God would have sent to have found them. Maybe God would have sent somebody else. Maybe it wasn't meant for. It's not all about attention. It's not all about the glory. It's not all about, give God the glory and God will work it out. God will solve these problems for us.
Yeah.
But we gotta let Him have the glory.
I agree.
So, is number 3, is that a long one? Okay, she says number 3 is not going to be real long.
It's not going to be real long. About 25, 30 minutes maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more.
Okay. So guys, we'll finish up on part number 3 tomorrow. On that, we'll finish our interview with Donnie, and that's a sad man. I hope you guys have been looking at that picture while we've been talking, because there's you a sad father.
Yeah.
At work, he's a drywaller. He was at work when his wife calls and says, I can't find Summer. He says, call the police. I'm on my way home. That's it. Imagine being a father. Imagine being a father and you lost your daughter, and then 6 weeks later they take the other 3 children. You can't keep a job because YouTubers, they blame it on YouTubers. And that's why I understand Candace's frustration and
sure.
And
she said,
doubt with us.
Yeah, she said all they do is badmouth them.
Doubt with us. But not all YouTubers are the same. Just like all people, or all police officers, or all ministers, there's bad in everything.
There's good and bad in everything, guys.
But Sheila and I see 2 sad people right here. Broken people. 5 years later. And nothing.
Alrighty, guys. We sure do hope you all are doing well. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. God bless.